Okay, today is a pretty slow market, so I wanted to make a different kind of video. A lot of people who come into the space of wanting to take money that they've earned in life and make more money, they look for a lot of avenues. And if you type in online how to make money, there is going to be a bunch of results, most of which suck. Now, I'll tell you right now, trading is not going to be the quickest way to do it. If you have a lot of money, I'm sure you can find another way to do it. If you are interested in trading, this, what I'm about to say must be true. There are zero exceptions. I don't care who you are. I've met all kinds of people in this space, some successful, some not successful, all of which are very intelligent. You are never going to be the exception, I can promise you that. So, if you are serious about trading, you must consider it to be your entire life focus. Does that mean, okay, I completely ignore my kids, I ignore my bills? No, that's not what it means. What I'm saying is you cannot have um, this. I'm going to be honest, I'm pretty sure this has to be your whole hobby when you learn it. I mean, you can work 8 hours a day, but you better work another 8 hours on this. That's how serious you have to be. And this isn't going to be something that you can pick up quickly. This isn't going to be something where, oh, I'm just going to quickly learn this. It seems pretty simple. And then, boom, you just start making money. It's not going to happen. If you do find success right away, be very, very, very careful because I can promise you that you are about to lose a lot of money. I can almost guarantee you're about to lose a lot of money because every single time I've ever seen either myself or someone else think, hmm, I think I've figured something out here. I think I've found an edge. Oh my God. It's almost always the worst thing ever. So, with that being said, to be a trader, for this to be your job, it has to be a complete obsession. This has to be something that you think about every day, you think about all day, and you will stop at absolutely nothing in order to succeed. Absolutely nothing. So if it's not that, just don't even watch the rest of this video because it's not going to be helpful. But if you are in a position where you feel that this is what you want to do, after everything I just said, you're committed, you will stop at nothing to learn this. Okay, great. But now I've got more to say. Now, you need to understand that when you look, how am I going to make money? How am I going to take money and make more money with it? There are a lot of people who are going to take advantage on other people's desire to better themselves in life in order to make money. It is a lot easier to make a course and sell it for $10,000 than it is to actually be good in your field. There are a few people who are proven professionals in this. You can look up one called, his name's Mark Minervini. He is one of, or probably the most successful day trader of all time. I think he's made over $400 million in his career. And I believe he sells a course where you can join like a live thing with him for like $5,000. And I don't know anything about it other than that, but um, it's highly likely that he is a successful trader. But here's the thing. I'm just going to let you know this. There are two types of people who are professional traders, and there isn't any more than two. There's one who has learned a method from somewhere. Now they know that method, and now they are going to sit under a rock, never speak to anyone ever again, and quietly make a ton of money. And then there's the second person that typically gives out information for free, or if they do have something that you can pay for, it's secondary. It's beyond the scope of information that they're getting. But if you go onto YouTube right now, which we can do right now, let's do it. Let me pull this over here. Let's go onto YouTube. If we type in how to make money day trading, or even just trading, you're going to have all these people. I don't know who any of these people are, but you're going to have all of these people, most of which, especially when you see the car, especially when you see the podcast filter thing, especially when you see something like this, where someone's like, simple trade, they're showing these. Oh my God, of course they're showing this. Look at this. Just wait a second. Look at this. Moronic. Patterns do not work. This guy, you know what? I'm not going to get into it because I know about that guy. He's a fucking scammer. But, so you see what I'm saying? There's a plethora of information. They're scamming you. How do I know this? I know a few professional traders. They don't own any exotic cars. They don't post pictures of their homes. I have no idea. Actually, I only know what one of their homes looks like, and that wasn't like something he posted publicly. But they don't post that shit. Let me show you how easy it is for someone to appear successful. So let's go back onto the internet here. Let's say I want to show that I'm rich. So what's the most common way of doing that? I'm gonna show you my car. Okay. Let's look up exotic car rentals. Let's just say Seattle or Turo. Fuck Turo. Yeah, sure. Let's go here. No, it doesn't look like that's correct. Let's just say exotic car rentals, Detroit or something. Don't want Turo. I'm sorry. It's taking so long here. Let's try that. Ugh. Hold on, I had this up on a different browser. I just wanted to use this browser, so I'm not signed in. Here, I'll pull it up on here, though. Okay, so we click on vehicles. Okay. Let's say I want to appear like I'm rich, but I'm not throwing it in your face. So let's say Maserati. This is a pretty expensive car. How expensive is it, let's say? Specs and MSRP. Come on, get to it. Man, this is more annoying than I thought it would be. Let's type in MSRP. I'm sorry, this is taking so long. $96,000. Okay. So $96,000 is not a Lamborghini, but certainly much higher than most people would buy. and that is $6.89 per day. So these guys here can pay $6.89 per day, and maybe they put on a flashy suit. Maybe they say, "Oh, you just got to look for this pattern here, where this happens, this specific thing, and then it goes do, and then boom, goes down." I mean, that's the kind of stuff they do all the time. Patterns are not real. Do you really think if here, let me show you this. Do you really think if I said um, that, oh yeah, if it goes like this, that's how you know where to buy? Do you think that not everyone would make money if this was all it was? If all it was just a candlestick, a second candlestick, another one, and as soon as this prints, oh, I know it's going to take off, so I should buy right here? No, of course not. This is just silly. I mean, this is not real. This is not real at all. So like, why trust these people? I'm gonna tell you who to trust because you don't have to trust me. Who the fuck am I, right? So listen, all you need to do is this. I can link in the description people I think are helpful, but it doesn't matter because I know that the way people think is you're either going to trust someone or you're not going to trust someone. My perspective is you trust people by spending time watching them, watching for inconsistencies. I can give you a story. The first place I went to learn how to trade was a complete scam. I'll tell you how I figured it out. So, in the process of watching this person, not only did they like on the side mention in their videos that, oh, I actually don't make most of my money from trading, and I'm just like, wait, what the fuck are you teaching me for then? I don't get it. And then another time, well, I just took exactly what they told me, which they said was a high probability setup. They guaranteed that. And I looked into that, tried it. It almost never worked. Almost never worked. So, how is that real then? It's not. You have to use common sense. When you are in the market, it is a lot of factors. These companies, like here I've got Johnson and Johnson right here. This move here was happened from earnings. But this move, which was millions of shares traded here, that is institutions. All these moves are institutions. Every single thing you see is an institution. I'm trying to just join their move and make a little bit of money from their move. The thing is that when you're doing this, do you really think that an institution would say some like would allow you to so easily make money off of something so basic and simple and stupid? No, they're not. They're out to make money, and someone has to be on the losing side of your trade, or at least not necessarily losing, but they have to, like if I'm selling my stock, if I'm buying my stock, someone else is selling it. So someone's making a profit, I'm buying, I'm making a profit, someone else is buying from me, so on and so forth. All of that, most of the time, is institutional. So, and you're not going to just have some stupid pattern. Like you might be able to see something sometimes. Like if you look here, you go, oh, well, this is a double bottom here. And yeah, sure it is. But what about the times where this just decides to bounce right up to this level here and then shoot back down? I mean, I'm sure I can find that on a stock. Like, okay, so here's Target, right? We had a gap down here on May of 2022, and then we had a consolidation for a long time. Long time it was consolidating. There's definitely money to be made within these moves here, sure. But let's say, for example, I thought that I was looking for some kind of a double bottom in here. And then we were going to go. So let's say right here, okay, here's our double bottom. If I said, okay, I'm going to buy here, and I'm going to look for here, and I'm not selling because I know this will hold, because it's the pattern. It works. Well, that didn't work. And now we're setting lows for multiple years right now. It didn't. So you cannot learn from these people. And not only are you learning from a scammer who's just going to take your hard-earned money, but you are going to be learning incorrect ideas about this. I can tell you right now, you're never going to make $500 from working 10 minutes in the morning. That's something that some of these people online say. That you might make $500 in a day after doing this for like 3 years because you know what you're doing and you're confident enough to be able to leverage capital in order to do that. But you're not going to do that right away. Like, I remember I saw some video where a guy was talking about how he scalps with an insane amount of shares, and he's like, yeah, I just buckled down for a month. I studied so hard, I gave myself an ulcer. As he's like, the beginning of intro his video is driving like a McLaren. And as someone who does this every fucking day, I can tell you right now, you're not going to learn this in a month. I don't care who you are. You could be Einstein. You're not going to learn this in a month. You're not. And I will. It is so simple as to why. Can you learn the technical aspect of this in a month? Yeah, you can. Sure. You can learn all the rules, everything. You can learn the whole methodology, strategies, everything. Definitely you can learn that in a month. Abso-fucking-lutely you can learn that in a month. If you're smart enough, if you're able to retain information that easily, if you're able to read at a like high rate of speed, yes, you can absolutely learn all of that in a month. But that's not what makes you successful at this. Knowing all that means nothing. What means everything is being able to handle what happens. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is you have to be able to mentally handle things. Like when you start, let's use this chart right here as an example. Let's say you enter right here. Not a bad entry. I've seen a lot of people, they see this green bar, they're out. They're out for a loss. They're like, damn it, I fucked it up. I screwed up the entry. I'm out. I mean, that's completely dumb. But that's how a lot of people think because they're scared. They don't want to lose money. They don't want to lose more money. I mean, they see this green bar and they think, well, what if it goes to here? Well, you know, the daily chart's very weak. So, you know, I can explain the whole method of how I trade in another video, but based on the daily chart, it's unlikely that it's just going to shoot up and never come back. So why exit there? And then sure enough sets a new low. If you were looking for a small move, you know, that's, let's say you're in the low 110.71, low there is 110.57. Not a huge move, 20 cents, but it's not negative. It's not 111.06, lose 40 cents, you know. So that's what I'm saying. And then other times, you know, you have something like, let me try to think of an example. Let me just look at Netflix, because Netflix can be choppy. Let's say, okay, this is a good example. Let's say you were looking at this breakout here on July 5th. You bought this breakout. Oh no, next day it pulls back. So let's say you got in close to the high. The high was 450. Let's say you got in at 448. Now we're closing here at 438. Yikes, down $10. Let's say you have 100 shares, which this is an expensive stock. So even like say you have one call or you have 100 shares, it's brutal. That's a lot of money you have invested. What is that, like 40 some $1,000 if you have shares and probably like $4,000 in calls? It's a lot of money. Down $10, it's like, oof, I'm down $1,000. $1,000. That's rough. But you know me, I've been doing this for years. I wouldn't even blink at this. I wouldn't even blink. I would say, oh, okay, it's just taking some profit taking. Still strong, I'll hold it. Sure enough, this day right here, it opens all the way up here at 452. If I got in at 458, that's a $4 profit, almost a $5 profit. Why not take it? I probably would. Then I just made $400 or $500. That's what I'm saying though, but a lot of people when they start, they don't have the ability mentally to be able to buy something up here, handle a $10 drawdown, and then wait for it to come into profit. Because it was still strong here. Wait for it to come into profit. Why? You have to, don't get me wrong, you have to say, okay, if it breaks below a certain level, I'm going to sell. Because you can't hold on to losers. If you hold on to losers, you're going to be a losing trader. No doubt about that. But you also have to know when not to sell a winner, even if it doesn't look like a winner. And that's not easy. It's very, very, very difficult. It takes a tremendous amount of experience and a tremendous amount of time learning this stuff. That's why me and other people in this space say, hey, it takes 2 or 3 years. That's because of how difficult it is to actually put these things in practice and actually do them. So, with that being said, in conclusion, I don't think you should ever pay for any course ever. But if you are going to pay for something, let me say this. I am paying for one thing right now. It's a membership. It's a membership to a chat room with real pros, and it's a membership to an not an operating system, but a program that scans and charts and does other things. So I'm getting a lot for that. I'm paying like $1,500. A lot of money, but it's not 5 grand. It's not 10 grand. And I think it's worth every penny. I'm not saying that to tell people, okay, yeah, go out and buy this. I'm shilling for it. No, I'm not. I don't care if you do or not. I literally don't care. What I am saying is, if I'm paying for something that's $1,500 and I think it's the only thing that's worth using, maybe consider that if someone offers you something significantly more. Because every single time I hear about someone getting a course or an education offered to them, it's always a significantly higher amount of money than that. And if I'm getting what I'm getting for $1,500, then you're just getting fucking ripped off at $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. I mean, it's insane. So I don't care if you make 100 grand. I don't care if you make $200,000, and you say, well, 5 grand, whatever. Well, when you were in college, would you think that 5 grand's nothing? When you were first starting out in life, would you feel like 5 grand's nothing? Okay, maybe the person listening to this video right now is some rich guy. Sure, okay, maybe $5,000 was nothing to you forever. But for everyone else who is just an average person, I think we can all agree $5,000 is a lot of money. $10,000 is an insane amount of money. Now, these people get you because they say, well, I'm teaching you how to make $1,000,000. Of course I'm going to charge 5 grand. Of course I'm going to charge 10 grand. But let me tell you, that's bullshit. People that actually want to teach, they're not charging that. I'm charging you fucking nothing, and I'm giving you information that I've paid money for. So consider that next time someone approaches you with an offer like that. Don't get scammed out of your hard-earned money. Buy something cool with that 5 grand instead. Go on a vacation. Like, It would be so much better spent than spending it on some absolute degenerate wearing a fake Rolex, driving a rented Maserati, living in a rented um, home, or even just renting a home for a video. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Like, I am only saying this because it hurts me to see people do this. So don't do it. Please. I'm just saying it for your benefit. So please don't do it. But anyway, you get the point. I don't need to keep rambling. I hope this video helped because I was told by someone that this is something I should talk about since a lot of people get caught up in these scams and I don't want to see it. You know, everyone deserves their hard-earned money to go to something that materially benefits them. So keep working hard, and I hope this is helpful.